heroes arriving in the Abaco Islands.
5 young boys create a rescue trampoline.
The first to run a marathon in under 2 hours.
We have seen what we thought was unseeable.
A relay of dogs will lead blind runner Tom Panic across the finish line.
Nicolas Mahut lost in the French Open, but then his 7-year-old son ran onto the court to give his dad a big hug.
Her and her sister have been heroes for many little girls out there.
I want to thank my amazing mom. She's my hero.
I love you.
Exactly what I was thinking.
When you are free to be you, it is the best feeling in the world.
He's the Sully Sullenberger of pizza.
My family is making a grant to eliminate their student loans.
We know deep down what's right and what's needed.
I'm going to fight this.
Who says I can't? Nobody! Here it comes. Never been done in competition.
The category is love, y'all. Love!
Use your heart, your courage and vision to fix, to heal, to empathize, to connect. Because living life for something bigger than yourself is a hero's journey.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? I am so excited that you have decided to join us on this first Saturday in December. My name is Lisa Wisner, and I am your host of PowerUp Hero, a show all about celebrating heroes in our community, but most important, a show all about you seeing your own journey through the eyes of other people who are walking that path with you, being PowerUp heroes, and what we like to say, climbing unimaginable mountains and pulling superpowers from who knows where to make it all come together. You know, personally, for me, heroes aren't created while we're sleeping, right? So it's not within us when we're born. It's something that you do, and over time, as you're challenged, as you fail, you pull those superpowers, and that's how you grow your heroic muscles, y'all. And so today, I'm just excited because I bring to you a guy who, for me personally, has been a hero in my life, a hero for myself, and a hero for other people in our community. I'm bringing you a person who, when we talk about our world needing heroes today, our story today is about a person whose focus is youth empowerment, really and truly seeing what is our next generation of humans going to look like and how can they be empowered, and truly making his life a commitment to putting a spotlight on how important it is to focus on the most important resource, which is our youth, right? Our children are the important resource that will push the human generations, right? Generations forward. And so he thinks about celebrating those and pushing them and standing them up in a platform for success in our community. So let's go ahead and introduce our amazing PowerUp hero. With a growing number of Kenyans becoming successful bloggers, it remains an untold story of how many grew up in an era when there were no computers, limited access to the internet, and no smartphones. That is just a taste of hundreds, I think, of articles that have been written about Harun, and not only celebrating his excellence in terms of his media and journalism, but also celebrating his tenacity and his resilience in the face of adversity. Harun Momanyi is the founder and CEO of Tranquil Media Group. He has over 10 years of experience in digital content creation and marketing. He has worked with some of the most reputable media outlets, and over the course of his career, he has done so many amazing things. He's worked for Radio Africa, and I know him as a lifestyle, fashion, and entertainment journalist. Harun was also named as one of the 100 most influential young Kenyans. And so it's just exciting for me to know that this amazing person we're bringing to you, not only does he have that in his heart to have a purpose and a goal of empowering youth, but he walks the talk, right? So he himself is empowering and he himself is influential, and not just because of the, I guess, the energy he brings to his work, but also from his extensive skills and knowledge in the work of digital transformation, consulting, content marketing, SEOs. You know, when you think about digital marketing strategies, I really think about people like Harun. One of the most exciting things I think for Harun was he has been a Forbes Africa 30 under 30 nominee, a BBC Komla Dumor Award nominee, and emerging leader at the Leo Africa Institute. And I can go on and on about the most amazing things that Harun has done. But without any further ado, I want to let you know that today we are celebrating a young person who is focused on elevating the level of youth empowerment. And so we're celebrating Harun Momanyi as our PowerUp hero of youth empowerment. So before I introduce Harun, I want to let you know that because Harun is joining us from Kenya, for some reason or another, there was some bandwidth issues. So he's not able to join us by video, but we do have Harun here with us by audio. Hi, Harun. And then
hello.
Hi, and then we also have him here with us on a slideshow. So we welcome Harun Momanyi. We celebrate you. If I had confetti, I'd be throwing it right now. Welcome to the Power Up Hero Show, and congratulations on being our Power Up Hero of Youth Empowerment.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I want to get right into it because there's so much to talk about, Harun. So do you want to tell a story about how you and I met and how we've connected and known each other for, like, I don't even know how many years I've known you now. More than 10 years, I think.
Yeah, more than 10 years.
Yeah.
So Lisa and I have known each other for quite some time, and it has been a life-changing experience for me. When I was in high school, I used to hear about this fantastic young Kenyan lady who's doing well in the US. She's representing Kenya as a reality show contestant, part of The Apprentice. So I used to read about her in the newspapers. And then when I finished high school, I went to look for opportunities for some courses I was exploring in order to pursue. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life after finishing high school, so I went to Kenya Institute of Management. There is a branch in Naivasha, so I went there to inquire about the courses, and there I got their magazine, and I started browsing through as I was waiting for someone to actually take me through the offerings they had. So here Lisa was, and she was talking about her journey, and
Hold on.
it was such an
I don't know this story.
Yeah.
So this is crazy. Okay, so you are looking at a magazine?
Yeah. It is a magazine, Kenya Institute of Management. It's called.
Okay.
I guess it's called the Management Magazine back then. I read, and I got to know you more because I had only read about you participating in The Apprentice. But this feature actually drew me towards you because you are inspiring. You still are. I felt like I should be associating with someone who has gone an extra mile in her career, and that's how I got to approach you to actually be my mentor.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where I remember meeting you, right? So
Yeah.
somehow or another, I was doing, okay, so Virgin Media Group, I guess, with Richard Branson, they have a mentoring program, and you can apply to be one of the mentors. And I applied, and just through that whole process, I ended up picking up quite a few people around the world to mentor. And so you weren't part of that program, but I was doing that. And I think that's the exact time that I think on social media, you reached out to me, and it was just a perfect fit because I was looking for youth to just pour into. So yeah, so that's when I met you. So it's so exciting. So you had just finished high school, and then you went to the School of Management.
Yeah. I was trying to find out some interesting courses to pursue, but in the end, I actually settled for something else, and my life didn't go the way I had planned. It's actually been quite an interesting journey so far. And to give you a heads up,
Yes.
it wasn't the way I expected. Yeah.
So tell me, like, from the very beginning, tell me about your humble beginnings, I guess. You're from Naivasha, or where?
I was born and raised in Naivasha town. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about your family. Like, how did you grow up? And tell me about yourself.
Okay. So Naivasha town is not a big metropolitan like compared to Nairobi. So it's a lakeside town. Most of the commercial activities there are around. Yani these activities need flower growing for export, growing vegetables. So most of the people here work at flower farms, and they earn a very little amount of money monthly. So my mom and dad were in that field as casual workers. So, and I was the firstborn. I still remember quite well that when I was young, we were living in a single room. Yeah, everyone was there. You know, me going to school, coming back, finding my parents in the room. They are tired. They have just come from work, and me trying my best to make sure that I get the best grade in school. But all in all, I excelled throughout primary school. Some of the activities that I used to engage in include fishing for fun, swimming, going on hikes. It's a very diverse area in terms of the landscape and the environment. So my childhood basically was very simple. I did not have the pleasure of going to play computer games. I did not have internet access. I did not have those luxurious amenities that other people had. But I tried my best to get the best grades in school. I was always the top of my class in terms of languages.
Yeah.
And that's why I decided to venture into journalism, because all through I have been strong in English and Kiswahili. And so
Tell me about, because I think I remember hearing that you didn't even get accepted to university, did you?
No. So
I have to say, before you even tell that story, all those universities who rejected Harun, oh my gosh, can I just say thank you? Because I think the rest of this story about your heroic journey is a true testament to taking something and running with it. If somebody tells you no, even something like a university tells you no, it means absolutely nothing. You can still achieve. So tell us what like, tell us maybe what you did after high school. Like, you graduated high school and then you're telling me that you went to the Kenya Institute of Management. Tell me from there what happened.
Okay. So I basically went there, inquired about their courses. They had diplomas in management, business administration, and all that, but I couldn't afford. I also used to walk. I used to walk up to 18 kilometers daily to gain internet access to research for opportunities like scholarships and all that. And I did that for quite some time, and I realized that there is no way that I can actually get a scholarship real quick because my grades weren't that good. I got a B grade, quite B plain. Back then it wasn't good, but right now it's like what everyone is aiming for.
Right? I know when I graduated school, if you didn't get an A, you pretty much weren't going to be able to apply for the universities you want. And if you got a B, it was like technical college grade.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, what do I do now? Luckily enough, when I was in high school, I was keen in reading newspapers because I was a member of the journalism club. I was actually the chairman too, so I was quite informed in terms of news and all that. So I had read about this company. It's called Digital Divide Data, and they usually take graduates, high school graduates. They train them in data entry, and then they give them a job, part-time job, and then they partly sponsor their college education. And that's how I approached this company, and I told them, hey, I've gotten a big grade. I know you guys take people from very less fortunate backgrounds and who have failed very badly in exams, because they used to take people with D and E minus and people who are essentially hopeless, and they give them an opportunity. But I told them, let me just take it.
So that's when you started your education.
It didn't start immediately because you have to work for a while, maybe 6 months, and then you get sponsorship. So I got sponsored to go to Kenyatta University to a Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management. But the job was very demanding. I was working overnight, and the targets were crazy. So if you don't achieve them, you extend during the day, and you sleep for very few hours, and then you're back during the night. I tried balancing that with school and didn't work out.
Yeah.
So that's when I called you.
I get phone calls all the time. Okay, so I remember when I got a call from Heather from The Apprentice from some weird phone number. I didn't even have the number of Apprentice on there. And I was like, who is this? Hello? And then Harun's calling. So you never know who's calling you and what they need. Okay, so pick up all your phone calls. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So the timeline between when I finished high school back in 2011 November and around 2014 June, I called you and then I told you, hey, I really need to change my career. I asked you, is this the right move to make? I've actually been blogging for some months.
Yeah.
I have opened my WordPress blog. I've been blogging, but I need to change my career because I've gotten an opportunity. It was an internship at a magazine that is now defunct.
Yeah.
I told you, hey, it is a risk because after the internship, I don't know if I'll get a job. But you told me, you just go ahead and give it a shot if you're sure about this. And I went ahead and went through the internship.
Yep.
It was 6 months, and the rest is history because after that, that's when I formally got into media.
Yeah.
Full time, yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I can say about you, Harun, and we may not be getting to the main story here. I want to get to the story of how you become this influential journalist in Kenya. For me personally, what I noticed from you was from the moment we connected on social media, we started working on you, right, as an individual, like you, just the things you were doing. I always feel like not only I was sharing with you things that I think you should do, but I felt like you were pushing me to learn about what are the opportunities out there. If I needed to write a recommendation letter, I needed to know what is he applying for, and I think for me, I just kept seeing you. When you see somebody and they're just continuing, when somebody walk a mile and you'll be fine. I see you and you're like, I gotta walk 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles. Like you just keep going. And that's what I've seen in you. And I mean, we may not be able to connect all the dots of your whole entire story through this show, but I really feel like I want to hear more about what are you doing now, right? So let's take a forward this whole entire conversation, and we can backtrack later. But let's fast forward and find out what do you do now? We talked about you being the CEO of this media group, and we can go into that. We've talked about your education, we've talked about the amazing things you've done. You work with multiple media groups in Kenya, not only Kenya, but also in Africa. What do you do for a living, Harun? What do you do?
Okay. So currently, I'm the founder and CEO of Tranquil Media Group. Basically, it's an experiential marketing and digital marketing consulting firm. So we deal with helping clients connect with their brands quite in a unique way because we value customers first. We actually help businesses connect with customers through storytelling, through uh, uh, other ways other than just pushing for advertisements and all that. Because as of 2020 and the future,
Mm-hmm.
customers won't be so willing to click on ads and all that. But that's why we have ad blockers. We don't have many people watching TV. People now get news on their phone.
Yes.
So we are actually helping brands get uh, customers at the right moment using the right communication. Yeah.
Which types of brands do you work with?
Okay, so far we've worked with luxury and entertainment brands. So far, we have worked with the likes of Uber, Crown Plaza, Villarosa Kempinski, Bentley, and these were experiential marketing campaigns. So basically, we went to launches, we went to review meals, we went to review offerings at these hotels. And for the Bentley Nairobi branch, we actually interviewed the general manager ahead of their launch. So it was more of experiential. You
Yeah.
got their experience and then you tell potential customers what they should expect. Yeah.
So you're like a creative director?
Yeah, I have actually been trained in some of these aspects. For example, photography. I went to Nikon school and got my training and certification from there.
Okay.
So I know how to organize campaigns from conception to actually shooting and the entire production process, and then marketing their content. Yeah.
Okay. So I actually have a surprise for you. I actually have a video that I found from Kiss FM where you
Uh-huh.
have been the creative director of what they call the Fab Lab. So audience, I have a surprise for you. This is Harun's work in action. He's the creative director of this video. Enjoy.
Pumps, like that's, I think it's very, very timeless. A shirt, I know that's weird, but I feel like if you have that kind of nice shirt to work with everything, and nice black jeans. Styling is the process of getting the model, looking for the location, looking for the photographer, looking for the designer, and organizing everything. It's not just pairing, taking shoes, doing this. It's a whole different aspect. Kagwe Mungai, because he's my friend. So it's usually always fun to like come up with concepts and hear what he has to say, because he has so many ideas and he's such a creative. So whenever we sit together and come up with something, it's always something epic. Your mirror, your phone, pins, lipstick, mascara, and some type of accessory. I feel like those are staples. Learn how to thrift. Thrifting is life. Like just go to Gikomba Toy, know the places and still look good. You don't need to go to a shop and spend like 3,000. I'm telling you, you can go to Gikomba and have 3 bags of stuff that you can have them for such a long time, because now people don't want to wear the same thing, so they want custom things, and that you can get from thrifted areas.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Lisa Wisner, and if you're just tuning in, you are locked and loaded into the Power Up Hero Show. And we have with us today Harun Momanyi, who is our Power Up Hero of youth empowerment. And I'm just most excited because I've known Harun for a while, and I feel like I see his journey, and it's just progressing. And that is what the heroic journey is all about. It's the ups and downs, it's the roller coaster, but we embrace that roller coaster because we know that it's making us stronger. Now, if you know anything about youth empowerment, you know obviously it has to do with children and young people. But for me, I feel like as far as Harun is concerned, it's all about helping youth take charge of their lives. And essentially, his goal is to make sure that not only do they have access to situations where they have resources, but also transforming their consciousness into thinking through what is your belief? Is your belief holding you back? What are your values? And what is your attitude towards life? So, coming right back into the show, I want to bring in Harun Momanyi, who is joining us by audio only because we were having a few bandwidth issues backstage during the show. And so, Harun, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Yes. So, Harun, we just watched a video of you being the creative director on a Kiss FM, I guess, segment. How exciting is it to have you on the show as what we call a digital journalist, right? So I feel like you have an eye for this. But I mean, I want you to talk us through your, I guess, people that you've worked with, stars you've worked with. Because I've heard names like Nicki Minaj. I've heard names like Sauti Soul. I've heard Yemi. I've heard all these names. Tell me, Harun.
Okay, so like I said, I started blogging back in 2012, but after 1 or 2 years, I realized that the content I was creating wasn't going to take me where I wanted to be. So I decided to venture into celebrity interviews, and that was what made me who I am. People identify me as a digital journalist who interviews celebrities. That's how they've known me for a long time.
Yes.
So, while working at Radio Africa, I was humbled to have access to these big celebrities who came from all over the world, Nigeria, South Africa, name it.
Yes.
So, after they have gone live on TV and radio, I would grab them, push them to the side, and ask them a few questions regarding to their career. Then I would populate some of the news sites that the company owned, and I would publish the interviews. On the side, I had my own blog, so I used to pitch interviews to celebrities I admire, and they would get back to me. Some were saying no, but that didn't make me feel bad because I knew rejection is part of the process. So some of the people I've interviewed include there's a lady called Hannah Lax Davis. She's a
Hey, Harun, just real quick. It sounds like there's something blocking your audio. Maybe your voice is too close to the microphone.
Okay, sorry.
It's popping just a little bit.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, now it's so much better. Thank you.
Okay. So I was saying, so I had my own blog on the side, and I was growing it as a personal brand. So I would pitch to celebrities across the Caribbean, the US, the UK, and South Africa. So some of the names I've interviewed include Yemi Alade, Sauti Soul. There's a lady called Hannah Lax Davis. She's a Hollywood music video director who has worked with the likes of Nicki Minaj, Ariana Grande, Drake, Demi Lovato, all those big stars in the US. And but I don't only interview big celebrities. I've also been discovering young talents unknown and actually giving them a platform to excel. Some of them have grown to be TV presenters in Kenya. They have grown to be news readers, and I'm actually proud of the journey.
I want to talk about that because, okay, so I feel like, you know, when people say somebody has the golden touch, I feel like you have a superpower in there somewhere that can see people because they're big. So, so I don't know whether we've had time to think through this, but I see you having a superpower of seeing people, of just foresight into what is going to make somebody successful. So, as the PowerUp hero of youth empowerment, what do you think your superpower is?
Actually, my superpower is empathy, the ability to actually be a keen listener and relating to people and actually understanding their position in life and actually having them express themselves so that I can understand their side of the story. That's what has helped me identify these people who I work with and actually help them gain traction in their careers. So I would say that empathy has been my superpower so far, and it has works quite well because once you're a keen listener, you don't miss the biggest, most important details, and that's how I actually manage to get the best of the best and make them excel in life.
You know, the fact that you picked empathy is just truly amazing because I think, yes, as a journalist, you have to see beyond what the person is saying. But I pulled up the definition, or I guess an explanation, a statement about the word empathy. In terms of it being a superpower for you, empathy is the action of understanding, being aware of, being sensitive to, and experiencing another person's past or present without having the feelings or even fully having been in their situation. So you're very objective in your manner of being able to understand people. I really love that, Harun. I think I would never have thought of picking empathy as your superpower, but I see it now. And I see how you're doing that.
Yeah, it actually plays a role in actually understanding people. If I didn't have empathy, for example,
Yeah.
I would be dismissive when people come to me and tell me, "Hey, I have this music video I want to promote. Hey, I am a fashion designer upcoming, who has a story that is powerful enough for people to relate with." Yeah, so it has really helped in the process of journalism.
I like that. Oh, okay. So it's so nice to know that that's your superpower, empathy. Because I think anytime that you're working with youth, it's really about encouraging them to take charge of their lives. And the only way to do that is to see beyond what I always say sometimes you see the front, but what's being hidden back there, right? It's like the social media effect. People only share what's good, right? They don't share the back of what's really going on, right? Behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's that. So you really have to be very objective
Yes.
and understand because, for example, just to note that
Yeah.
people expect you to be successful when when you actually have the tag celebrity. Some of these haven't really succeeded and gotten to the top of the food chain. So you have to really understand them and actually work with them through the process because it's never advisable to fake it till you make it. It's actually better to actually be real and talk to the person who is going to give you the chance to grow. That is maybe a journalist or an editor. You have to be real with them, and that person, if they're empathetic enough and they relate to the situation, it will actually help a lot. Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so let's talk more about being a superhero. I mean, a power up hero.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to ask you is we're calling you the power up hero of youth empowerment. What does being a hero mean to you?
Okay. For me, being a hero means that you actually are willing to sacrifice and go out of your way to actually give someone else a chance, and that actually validates what I've been saying. You are willing to give up some. I mean, just getting out of your comfort zone, going out there, doing something for someone, and actually making them go a step ahead in life. That is actually being a hero,
I love
in my own understanding. Yeah.
I love that selfless. I guess the superpower could be love there, right? Selfless
Yeah.
love for the human. You're willing to just do whatever it takes for them to succeed before you, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, just be willing to go out of your way, even if it is the most uncomfortable situation, and you actually see that this person needs this one turning point moment in their life, and
Yeah.
you are actually God's vessel, God's sent vessel to make sure there is a change in their life. Just go out of your way and make it happen. Yeah.
There's a reason for everything. Like somebody brought in your path for a reason, right?
Yeah.
And you're in the path, and if you can help them, you're there for a reason, and that
Yeah.
is to be the catalyst for them, to be the change that we all need, right? Because next
Yeah.
is gonna be you, and you're gonna
Yeah.
need somebody to do that for you. So I
Yeah.
love that. I love hearing that. So let's talk through your I don't want to call them weaknesses, but I want to read a quote, okay? Because, when we talk about people being superpowers, being power-up heroes and they have superpowers, we always have to imagine that there's that other side of it that Superman has, which is like kryptonite. Kryptonite is the thing that Superman is no longer Superman if there's kryptonite there. So I want to read a quote that I picked up from one of your social media posts, and it's by Larry Madowo, who, by the way, was the first person who interviewed me ever about The Apprentice. I'm so excited when he did that with me.
That's amazing.
He was the first one ever. Like, I remember getting a message from him. I was here in Corpus, and he's messaging me from Kenya, and I needed to get on a Skype call with him, and I didn't even know people knew I was on the show. So thank you, Larry, if you're watching. So this is what he says, and you posted this on your social media. When you exceed people's expectations and they can no longer define you, they'll try to discredit you. Now, I know that in the lifestyle, with the work that you do, being out in what we call like the celebrity-esque, fashion, entertainment industry kind of world, there's probably a lot of people who are trying to branch out into that industry. So when I say that quote about, maybe exceeding people's expectations of you and maybe being pulled down, does a story come to mind of how you've overcome challenges of other people not seeing you as the person you are?
Yeah, there's a lot of stories. I can give you just a context.
For now.
Yeah.
Yes.
A context. Okay. There's a context. It's actually been repeated across the board, because when you sign a contract to work with a client or a collaborator, and they undervalue you, and they want to actually pay you per their perception, and they don't see the amount of work and the amount of effort you put into getting to where you are. That is the context that I've experienced a lot.
Okay.
And it has been based on age. Actually, it is ageism, which has been a problem. So they feel that you are too young to earn this amount of money. You are too young to get this opportunity. Too young to get this leadership position. So they try to discredit your achievements based on your age, and that has been a very, very major problem.
Interesting. You should say that. Oh my goodness. No wonder you're the power-up hero of youth empowerment. You know what it feels like to need to be empowered, right? How for generational leadership to really be the aspect of what makes us successful, right? We cannot judge people based off of their age, right? So give you credit for what you've done, right?
Yeah, perfect.
I love hearing that. Okay, so here am I saying, I love hearing that you're struggling with that. No. What I mean to say is that I love that you've overcome it, right?
Yeah.
Overcome it. So one of the other little videos I picked up about you was actually you were interviewed by OkayAfrica Institute, I guess, about your experience with their program. And I like the words that you said. So it's just a very short 1-minute video. I'm going to share it. Is that okay?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Hello guys, my name is Harun Momanyi and I am a young and emerging leader. Being part of the Institute has been a very life-changing experience because I've gotten to interact with more like-minded young people. Actually, it's more humanistic. It's actually very, very chilled out because we are young people and we actually don't want to be boxed into rooms and taught this and that. We also got space to share our experiences, to share our visions, to share our successes and failures with other people in a bid to inspire them. So that's what has been standing out to me since I got into the fellowship. Thank you.
Wow, Harun. Okay, so the first thing I heard was humanistic. You don't want to be boxed into rooms, and you want to be able to share. You want to be able to share your vision and the work that you do. When you watch that video now, what comes to mind?
Okay. First of all, it is a reflection of the journey I went through as part of the Young Leadership uh, Initiative in Uganda. That is in Uganda. So, what I actually still concur with what they said. We are young people. We don't want to be told to actually do this way, do that way. We want to have our own way of doing things as long as we know that it is right and we are not hurting anyone. So we need to take on leadership uh, because for the longest period, for example, I read something today. The average age of the leaders, the oldest leaders in Africa is over 80 years old. Yeah,
The
so that's
average age
something.
of a leader in Africa is 80 years old.
Yeah, over 80.
Are
The
you kidding?
average, yeah, the top 10 oldest, the average is over
Wow, that's
80. Yeah.
sad actually, because I think by the time you're 80, not that I'm saying that people who are 80 can't perform, but I feel like, you're at a stage in your life where maybe it's celebration of what you've accomplished and not
Yeah.
necessarily pushing hard, right?
Yeah. So we want to be able to express ourselves without being boxed into rooms and be told this is how you're supposed to behave, this is how you're supposed to do things. We are more creative, we have more ideas, we are more forward thinking, and I believe that is what leadership is all about. It's about being futuristic, being free thinking and all that. Yeah.
I love that. I love hearing that. Okay, so we're gonna play a little fun game before we wrap up the interview, Harun. And it's
Okay.
called the High Five Fast Five Favorite. And
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to either recommend or share with us just 5 things that are your favorites. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna ask you first, and very quickly, what is your favorite book?
Okay, my favorite book has to be by Richard Branson. It's titled like a Virgin. It's about the business lesson they won't teach you at business school. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have a Richard Branson story. So, oh my goodness, Harun. And you probably appreciate it because when I got on the Apprentice show, I
Uh-huh.
knew when I was on the show, it almost felt like I could see the future. Not that I can see my future, but I just felt like I could see, and it felt like I needed to think of something. So that's when I decided to launch PowerUp right before the show was airing. And and so as soon as the show ended filming, I started work on launching PowerUp, and in fact, I registered it first in Kenya before I registered it here in the US. Then I came home to launch it, and when I was making my way to come home to launch it in Kenya, Richard Branson's company reached out to me, but they reached out to me like 3 days before I was leaving, and I had already gotten sponsorship from like so many other companies, and they wanted to be like the exclusive sponsor, right? So that's my Richard Branson story, where I literally would have had like Virgin literally just sponsoring the whole entire launch of PowerUp, but I ended up having such amazing companies working with me: Access Kenya, HP.
Wow.
Yeah, we really went big when we launched PowerUp in Kenya, and I can go on and on about other companies that helped us, but it was just interesting. That's just an interesting story. Like,
Yeah.
like, we should have wanted like a partnership, right? Like other people had come in before we went to do the PowerUp thing. So Richard Branson, if you're watching, we still want your support for PowerUp.
Yeah, definitely.
Exclusive. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's move back into your fast 5 finger favorites. So it's interesting you brought that book up. I had no idea you were going to say that. So the next thing is, what is your favorite movie?
Okay, so I've been watching Men in Black International. It's actually been my favorite so far.
I love that. So is Will Smith in that one, International?
No, it's Chris Hemsworth.
Okay. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that one, so I'm going to go watch it then. I just remember Will Smith being in them.
Yeah, it's actually the latest one. It's actually very interesting. I love the humor, and because I love science fiction, I started off as a science fiction writer back in 2011 before I started blogging. Yeah.
Harun Momanyi, what is your favorite song or something to listen to?
I love pop music, and currently I'm loving Camila Cabello and Quavo. It's called OMG. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pop hip hop song. Yeah.
Okay, I have not heard that one. I'm going to go look it up on Spotify after this.
Yeah.
What's your favorite quote, Harun?
It has to be by Michelle Obama, and that is there are still many causes worth sacrificing for. So much history yet to be made. That is by Michelle Obama.
You know, Michelle, when I hear the name of Michelle Obama, all I think of is those guns. And then I think, oh my gosh, like, okay, there's a reason why she has to have these strong arms, right? She's holding up. But oh my God. All I have to say is becoming. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, becoming. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you for bringing her, Michelle Obama, into this. You just brought some joy into my life right now.
Thank you.
And next, we have my favorite question to ask, which is how you wake up in the morning. So Harun Momanyi, who is our PowerUp hero of youth empowerment, we've uncovered that your superpower is empathy. Harun, if you had a perfect day, if everything went your way, how would you want to wake up in the morning, and how would you throw those covers off?
Okay. So my morning would be waking up at 4:30 a.m. daily. First of all, getting to actually pray for the day ahead and planning myself, that hoping that everything will go the way I want them to be, because it's never guaranteed that everything will be the way it is. So a prayer first is actually a good way to start, and then after that, a very nice shower, long hot shower. After that, going through the news outlets that I subscribe to, so that I can know what opportunities that I can tap into. I specifically look at news to actually pick out positives. I tend to ignore the bad news that make you feel like the world is ending. So I specifically look for opportunities or positive news that actually uplift me. After that, I actually have a nice breakfast before listening to some music for several hours. I love watching music videos before I start my day, because they actually get me into a good mood. And from there, I start working at around 7:30. So that's a long period of actually doing preparation before I start working.
Wow, I love your wake up routine. Oh my goodness, I wrote it down. So you wake up at 4:30. So you're not necessarily a 4 a.m. but I wake up at whenever I want to wake up. But sometimes I wake up early. But I love that you're an early riser, and then you wake up to pray. So you set your intentions for the day, right? Because we can only do that. Like you can't determine what's gonna happen. You can just have an intention, right?
Yeah.
I love it. So you have hope for. Okay, I hope for this. Please, universe.
Yeah.
And then you take a shower, a hot shower, and then you listen to the news. Now, I have to pay attention to this because that's your work anyway, right? So the first thing you do is you do your work. You really get into your craft of I say you're doing your pre-work before you go to other people's work, right? And then OPMs, right? Other people's work. OPW, sorry. And then you eat breakfast, and then you watch music videos. Do you dance when you're watching the music?
The kinds of music videos I usually watch are actually more pop, so it's actually more soothing than dance.
Then dance,
it's more soothing,
and stuff. Okay, so I love it. Okay, so it sounds like a really good routine. And so every day you try to kind of go into this flow, and then work for you starts at 7:30.
Yeah, every day at 7:30.
Have you been going into work physically, or have you been working from home?
It's actually been from home. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So during these quarantine times, it's important for us to have that flexibility. So I'm glad you have that flexibility.
Yeah, because it's actually a digital agency, so I could actually work from anywhere if I wanted to. Yeah.
Oh, you can come visit us. Don't come now. We have.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the future anyway, right? The digital transformation of work is the fact that you don't have to be in a location. And I feel like that the pandemic accelerated that. I almost feel like whoever it is that, planted that COVID-19 just accelerated the human race into understanding that digital transformation is our future of work.
Yeah, digital transformation as of last year when I was being trained as a digital marketer in terms of leadership, there was the whole thing about digital transformation. That was the main thing I was being taught about, and it was actually a big coincidence that all this happened because we were actually creating digital transformation roadmaps for concept companies.
Yeah.
And it is more of an opportunity for me because now I can actually create digital transformation frameworks for companies that have been traditionally not into digital. Yeah.
I love it. So you have foresight for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so Harun, as we fast forward into your own life, let's think about 5 to 10 years from now. Imagine yourself. What?
Okay, you're asking where or what I will be.
Imagine yourself 5 to 10 years from now. What do you see?
Okay, so my vision is actually having a career that is impactful and inspiring to millions of youth out there. I want to be a figure that many people look up to. They say that he did not have opportunities, but he made a way for himself. And by that, I mean I want to be a leading CEO of a company that deals with music management, deals with entertainment business, and deals with fashion luxury marketing. So I'm looking forward towards expanding this and working with the best clients in the world in terms of companies. I want to work with the best companies. I want to work with the top celebrities in the entertainment industry and actually market them in Africa because they tend to ignore the continent, yet it has potential, and also connect with our local artists to the international market. So I want to be the go-to person who people want to talk to when they want to excel in the entertainment and fashion industries. Yeah.
I love it. And you're going to do all of the company, which is Tranquil Media Group, right?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to note that Tranquil Media Group, it's more of an umbrella.
Okay.
Because yes, it is a company that specializes in content creation and marketing and talent management. We actually have a talent management firm where we work with influencers to get them jobs and manage their brands. So we are also launching a website soon that it is going to be a lifestyle website. So it will fall under the company. So it is more of a work in progress, but we are expanding here.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So Harun, just to close things off, how can people get in touch with you?
That's actually pretty easy. I'm very well accessible. You can go to tranquilmediagroup.com and go to the contact section. You can use my email. There's another email. So I'll always be available on those emails. On social media, Instagram, it's Harun Momanyi. Twitter is Harun Momanyi. LinkedIn, Harun Momanyi.
I love it. So Harun Momanyi is everywhere. And I guess people could literally just put into Google Harun Momanyi and everything that you've ever done shows up. I did that and it was like, wow, there's so much written about you. And so Harun, I have a few hashtags because I feel like you hashtag things that you do. So I pulled some hashtags, and some hashtags for Harun are success, inspiration, journalist, marketing, luxury, music, entertainment, success, fashion, and I can go on and on and on. And hopefully you're going to add PowerUp Hero, hashtag PowerUp Hero.
Yeah, that is my latest hashtag. When you go into Google, you'll actually see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all we can ask is that you continue to be yourself, Harun. Continue being a hero. Continue writing your story because, oh my gosh, Harun, I know you from when you were messaging me like, what do I do? I just need to do this. And now I just feel so much love for you actually, and
Thank you.
pride in the fact that I know you, and I know I know what this universe does, and the universe, you seem to have tapped into the universe's love for you. And so
Thank
continue
you.
to just be who you are, continue to pour yourself into the work that you do, because I think that is truly, that is what has made you successful. And that's how your path is being led, by helping other people. Sharing other people's stories is your path, I think. Yeah. So you're doing so good, and you're so
Thank
good.
you. Thank you so much, Lisa. And I'm actually very happy to have been part of this fantastic episode. You are doing a very good job with the PowerUp Hero series. I've been listening to the past interviewees, and it has been an inspirational experience. Yeah. So thank you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Harun. And I look forward to working with you more in terms of just growing the breadth of the work I do and maybe the work you do. So I look forward to an awesome partnership and working together.
Thank you, Lisa.
All right, Harun. So thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time, Harun. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
So there you have it. Oh my goodness, y'all. So I remember meeting Harun and thinking, oh, is this young kid with so much joy and energy for life? I cannot wait to just share some information. But it felt like every month I would get a message of, I'm doing this, I need a recommendation letter. And he would get the position, and then I need this, I need that, I need that. And I feel like that is how you know there's a hero in the midst. So 10 years in the making, we have Harun Momanyi being our PowerUp hero of youth empowerment. And he's a man of action, not just words. So you have to know that as much as he is empowering youth, I feel like he takes it upon himself to empower himself, so that he shows up as that vision, as that master that youth can be empowered by, just by seeing how he's leading his life and just growing in his career. And we talked about him being a person of digital transformation. So I feel like for us personally, as youth, I guess you could say, the future of work is now. And for me, I feel like what Harun is doing is he's reimagining what it is like to actually work in the work that we do, right? So thinking beyond the paradigms of being told what to do, but sharing stories and thinking beyond how work is done, right? So he thinks beyond that, and he does great work in transforming stories. He's an amazing creative director. And so I'm just empowered and excited that he is part of our show today, and we're excited to be celebrating him. So if you want to hear more about Harun Momanyi or any other of our PowerUp heroes, I invite you to go to our podcast page, which is poweruphero.org. And if you know a role model or a community hero or someone you feel deserves to be featured on this PowerUp show, please let us know. We would love to feature them. You can go to that same website, poweruphero.org, and nominate them. And if you have a story to tell, if you want to be a PowerUp hero, let me know, and we can work about getting you nominated to be a PowerUp hero. So one of the other things I wanted to mention is that part of our show is making sure that you're getting notified when we have these shows going on. So if you can do me a favor, however you're listening right now, however you're watching, hit the subscribe button, and that way you're notified every time we go live, every time we bring you a hero. We want you to hear these stories so that you're actually able to live to your fullest potential as well. So once again, I'm Lisa Wisner, and be sure to subscribe to our PowerUp Hero show on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Stitcher, anywhere and everywhere you're tuned in. And if you have an Alexa, you can just say, Alexa, play PowerUp Hero podcast. And right there, you'll be able to hear the show. So we hope you are educated, inspired, and encouraged to be a PowerUp hero, not only for the community that we are blessed to serve, but in the work that we do with our teams that we get to serve with, for your friends and family, for your own career, and most importantly, by the way, for yourself, because the world needs heroes. The world needs heroes today more than ever before. I hope that you make today a Powered Up day. Bye.